Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and today we are talking about upgrades. So if that is something of interest to you and you'd like to know more, sit back, relax, grab yourselves a cup of tea, and without further ado, let us get into the video. What's going on, ladies and gents? I hope you're all doing well. You join me on a rather miserable, cold, damp December morning, and we are going to discuss upgrades. Now, as you guys may or may not be aware, I posted a video not too long ago with regards to upgrading my motovlogging gear. Well, if you hadn't already guessed, I have made a decision, and that decision is as follows. I decided should I say, to go with the DJI OSMO ACTION 4, and my reasoning for this is as follows. Number one, battery life. The DJI OSMO ACTION 4 absolutely shits all over the GoPros with regards to battery life. The battery that I currently have in the camera is set to last approximately 2.5 hours of constant recording time. The GoPro would barely last an hour. Not only that, the DJI is comparable in terms of price to the GoPro as well at $399.99. Another thing I like about the DJI is that I can control the audio directly through the camera. At the moment you are listening to me talking at my natural talking voice with the microphone set to -9 decibels. And by all accounts, from testing and hopefully this video, you guys will see and hear that it sounds somewhat decent. Yes, okay, the bike isn't quite as loud as it used to be on the videos, and my voice is a little bit more amplified. But I'd rather have my voice slightly louder on the bike so you guys can hear what I'm saying, so I don't have to shout. Also, the low light performance on the DJI over the GoPro is absolutely biblically better. With the DJI having a slightly bigger sensor compared to the GoPro, it can see and pick up more detail at low light, whereas the GoPro struggles as soon as the sun goes down. The microphone itself hasn't changed. It's still the Movo AC400 or whatever it was that I bought however long ago. Another nice feature that the DJI has over the GoPro is that you don't need the media mod, which means that the camera is a little bit smaller, a bit lighter, and it's not in my line of sight. Because with the GoPro, in the media mod, I was able to see the top of the GoPro just below where my nose is behind my visor. Now, it's not me saying I've got an exceptionally large nose, but I would notice the GoPro a lot more than I did before. And with comparing the two back to back, there's not a lot in it in terms of weight, like when the cameras are in your hands with all the relative bits and pieces that you need for a motovlogging setup. Oh, fluffy dog. Just the overall bulk of the DJI is just marginally smaller and a little bit more compact, and also the cage that the DJI comes with the magnetic foot, so you can have it in horizontal or vertical format for those 16:9 videos or those 9:16 videos, depending on how you want to run your camera. It's really easy to unclick and click it on, and it's very, very secure. I was a bit dubious about the magnetic mount when I first got the camera, but after seeing people like Chase on 2 wheels and her 2 wheels, and there's one or two other people that I follow that have got the DJI now, you know, after seeing them going through quite a lot of stick, the cameras being absolutely battered to buggery. Spike as well, who used to be what did he used to be? We used to work with not Snowcat. He used to work with what's that Canadian guy? Oh, fuck me. If I remember, I'll put his name in the video. It's not Snowcat, because he's a decent fella. It's the other guy, whose name has completely fucking eluded me. But anyway, I digress. Whoever it was that Spike used to work with, Yummy Noob, that's it. I remembered. Yummy Noob was a bit of a weapon, and by all accounts still is. But anyway, I watched, let's say, Her on Two Wheels and Spike's videos and Chase on Two Wheels video about the DJI, saying that it's the new GoPro killer, and they're not wrong. Compared to the DJI, compared to the Hero 12, it's night and day. You know, don't get me wrong, the Hero 12 is okay for what it is, but when the real redeeming feature is that you can record in 5.3K and you can do the 4:3 aspect ratio, which I believe you can do on the DJI as well. It's not really a lot to justify being in the GoPro ecosystem anymore. Do you know what I mean? And I've always been a GoPro fanboy, as you guys know. Ever since that time, way back when my mate from work lent me his Hero 4, and then I got the Ghost XL, or the Ghost S, whichever one it was. And now I'm on to the DJI, and I'll be honest, I'm very happy with my decision. So I know people out there are going to say, "Oh, Lee, why didn't you stay with GoPro? GoPro is so much better." Blah 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 blah. People have got an opinion, and you know, I'm more than happy to listen to it. But my argument is, GoPros only update their cameras by a certain amount every year. DJI, on the other hand, have made huge leaps and bounds from the Osmo Action 1, 2, 3, and now to the 4. In terms of the overall build quality, the low light performance, the audio control, and everything in between. You know, it's all well and good being a fanboy of a brand, and I've been, you know, foul of it as well. You can be a fanboy of Alpine Stars, Dainese, Arai, Shoei, and all the rest of it. It's all well and good being a fanboy, but if the stuff that they make don't fit you properly, or they don't fit your use case, then you're wasting your time. And don't get me wrong, I know people are loyal to a brand, as too am I, but when you get to a point that you think to yourself, actually, do you know what, I'm not being funny, but the products aren't working for me anymore, I need to try something different. That's where I got to with the Hero 7, sorry, the Hero 10 even. Don't get me wrong, I love my Hero 10, and it's never let me down, but it's just very, very disappointing that the battery life isn't better. I mean, GoPro have been making action cameras for what, 20 years, 30 years, however long they've been around? Why haven't they made a camera that can record for more than an hour? I understand that there's a lot of technology packed into these little things, and I'm not shitting on GoPro, I'm just making a point of reference. GoPro needs to make a camera that can record consistently for more than an hour. You know, my Hero 10, even with the Enduro battery, only just about made an hour, and that's with recording at 1080p at 30 frames per second with everything on medium. And the DJI OSMO Action 4, which is what I'm recording on and what I'm talking to you guys on now, I've got it set at 2.7K at 60 frames per second, and this battery will last me the ride to work and the ride from work. Now, it doesn't sound a lot, but considering that when I was at work, I'd had to not just charge the GoPro overnight, I have to charge it when I got to work, and then put it on charge again when I got home. Now, that is with sticking the camera on not very strenuous settings. You know, 1080p, 30 frames per second, nothing too strenuous, but I would have to charge the GoPro 2-3 times a day. And it's like, for example, when I was out with New Biker, if you remember way back when I was doing a lot more content on the Duke, that camera died on me twice. It was only by the fact that I had a fucking power bank with me that I was able to get all the recording done for the day. it's scary to think that manufacturers like GoPro, like Drift, and all the other slightly more, how can I put it, the slightly more market orientated manufacturers, shall we say, those sort of people, they don't really focus on the actual technology side of things. They make a camera or they make a device and they make it sound like the best thing since sliced bread, but then when you get the actual product in your hands, you buy it with your own hard-earned money. You know, you don't get sponsored by any of them. You think, you know what, it's a bit of an investment, it's worth a go, and then it turns out to be an absolute fucking letdown. And I was really, really hoping for good things from the Hero 12. But the fact that even at this day, in this day and age, you've still got to use the media mod to use a 3.5mm jack microphone. You've still got got to use the USB-C mic adapter brick with all of GoPro's cameras, apart from going back to the Hero 5 and beyond. You know, the mind boggles that there's all these manufacturers out there that could quite easily make things that will work a lot better if they were just built into the cameras. Does that make any sense? You know, DJI have managed to do it with an open source USB-C plug. So you can use any USB-C mic adapter. Doesn't have to be their own proprietary unit. It could be like a universal one like I'm currently using, which I bought off Amazon. It could be a 90-degree bend audio data adapter. You know, as long as it's a USB-C, DJI's cameras, well, up until now, accept them. And like I said, I'm not brand bashing or shitting on GoPro or Drift or Contour or Insta or any of those other camera brands. I'm just merely saying that in this day and age, it would be great for all camera manufacturers to have an inbuilt 3.5mm headphone jack, which is a 3.5mm microphone jack, incorporated into the body of the camera. I mean, I'm not being funny. Surely it doesn't take a lot of space inside the camera. I mean, I know a lot of the cameras are quite heavily packed with, you know, various sensors and gyros and whatever else. I get that, I really do. But how hard can it be to put in a 3.5mm female port on it? Do you know what I mean? If DJI can incorporate a open source USB-C connector, why can't GoPro do it? Why can't Insta do it? Why can't Drift do it? Why can't Contour do it? You know, all these others, in inverted commas, big players in the action camera game. Why aren't you making a camera with an incorporated either open source USB-C port or an open source 3.5mm jack? You know, it doesn't take a lot to do that, I don't think. But anyway, that's just neither here nor there. I personally think that I made the right choice in getting the DJI. The biggest thing for me which drew me to the DJI was the battery life. That's one of the main things that drew me to the DJI. The fact that it's got a really big sensor, the fact that the low light performance is really good, the fact that it's smaller than the GoPro as well, it's lighter than the GoPro, it's easier to find microphones that work with it, either direct plugins or the open source USB-C adapter, like I just said. You know, all these little things that make the DJI such a better investment compared to the GoPro. So if I was to change my mic, or if I was to change my helmet, or change the helmet setup entirely, as long as I've got a USB-C adapter or a USB-C mic that can plug straight into the camera, I'm laughing. With the GoPro, I've got to make sure I get the camera situated correctly. I've got to make sure that the mic adapter is situated in the right place, or the medium mod's not too high or too low. Got to use God knows how many different arms and bends in the actual mount itself. Got to make sure the 3M actually works properly on the helmet chin mount and all that kind of stuff. You know, I've got to go through quite a lot of hassle just to make sure that the camera stays on the helmet, because the GoPro is a bulky unit, and I'll be honest, I don't want bulk on my helmet. The Arrow RX7 isn't exactly a light helmet to begin with. You know, it's really well balanced, don't get me wrong. It's relatively quiet, as you guys probably may or may not know. It's just, I'm getting the ump with audio. The fact that the DJI offers you the opportunity that, providing you can get a USB-C adapter, you can use any microphone you want. You can use a dirt cheap one, you can use a really expensive one. You know, providing the helmet, the placement of the microphone in the helmet's right, or in a decent enough position, you can tweak the audio levels, which will make it work really, really well for you, as I've found out. But anyway, ladies and gents, this is where I'm going to leave you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any comments or questions, feel free to put it in the comments box down below, and I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as I can. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been awesome. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder. So look after yourselves, look after each other, be safe on the roads, beware of COVID-19, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been amazing. I have been Lee. Adios.